Okay, I'm going to show you how to get into Compass Learning. It's on the intranet page. Click on Compass. Your username is your first initial and your last name, and your password should be your first and last initial and the year that you were born. If that does not work, you need to click Forgot Password. Make sure in the school it says Alvin space ISD. Once it loads up, then this is what it's going to look like with your dashboard. It's going to have all the students that you have assigned, and it's going to give you just at a glance over here on the right. Go to My Students. I'm going to show you how to add a class. So you click on New, go to Class, and I'm just going to call this Test. I'm going to give it a grade level of 7th grade, and you have to pick Language Arts. Now this is important. Any class that you create, I want you to add me as a teacher. So just add, I'm going to add Miss Bueller. And I'm just going to click Add, and she's there. Then you click Save. So you see that it says Test right here. You notice the classes that I have created, it has the teacher's name first, then the class period. If you can please do that when you create your classes, I would greatly appreciate it. Next thing that you do is you go down to My School and then Students, and this is where you're going to check your students. So there's several different ways you can do this. Okay, you can go through screen by screen and select your students. You can go right here to this little box over here. You can type in their student ID, and it pulls it up by their student ID, or you can put in just their last name or even their first name. So Devin as his last name, and let's say I do Madison for a first name, and you see how you can do that. I prefer either putting in a name or their ID, but it doesn't you can do it either way. It's whatever's easiest for you. So I'm just going to pick some students. Okay, once you pick your students, you go to Actions, and you go Add to Class. And I'm going to add it to the test class. And I add it. Now, if I have a student that's brand new, that I've never had before, or hasn't been at our school, you need to click Student. You have to put in their name. You have to select their grade level. You must have their student ID. You create their login. Now, the other thing is you need to click Texas SSI. If they are in an intervention, you need to click Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. And you also need to click right here where it says Pathblazers. You can do gender if you want, ethnicity, it's not necessary. Then you must click Subjects. Once you get here, okay, so once you get here, it says which one. You just need to make sure it's 7 and 7 for the language arts extensions for the grade that they are, and you just click Save. Now I'm in there, and it tells me what my username is. I click on my username, Actions, Add to Class, and go to Test, and I add it. A student can be in more than one class. So if you have a student that you're wanting to track just for an after-school tutoring, you can create an after-school tutoring class. Or if they're in CIS and you want to see how often that they're using it in CIS and just group those kids for CIS, you can do that. You can make however many classes you want. The only classes that I want to be shared on are your actual classes that you have in school. If you have any additional questions on how to add students or how to create a class, let me know. One thing real quick though is you notice where it says Actions 4. If you go ahead and you create another class, it's still going to keep these students checked, and then you're going to add these students again in another class. So the way you prevent that from happening is you can just open the class that you made, you see that it cleared the actions, and then you can create a new class.